Level 3 Paladin, on the other hand, much stronger. Anyway, so Tiny Great Hall, excellent. On Gardelex's point, it's the advantage to being tier 3 is that you can do this. Best expansion in the game, to my mind. One thing that's surprising me, he has the Talisman of Evasion and a Cloak of Shadows on his Shadow Hunter. I would sell both those personally. At this point, just pump more bats. Obviously the Cloak's useless, the Talisman's pretty debatable, but I don't think it's that useful. I'd rather just have it in Bomb Pot if I was concerned about keeping him alive. Anyway, you see Purge keeping doing its job and keeping the Mountain King low HP. It dies off, the bats detonate. I mean, still, you can detonate a lot of bats on these Griffins and not kill anything. But anyways, here, once at the point where the Orc can pretty much enter the human's base and fight his army, that's the point that the Orc has won the game. Pretty much just gives him, it takes away all his advantage. If he's no longer safe in his own base, you've won the game. That's a pretty good way to test it in Gardelex Rape. Yeah. It would have really helped Chuchubus if he could have gotten a second expansion up with towers. And I'm certain at certain points he could have done that, because really the human base is a lot stronger and a lot safer. If you're forced to go Verns, for example, versus Mass Air, if you go early Verns, it's true that they do rape scout towers and guard towers that are in construction, but once the guard tower goes up, and if it has masonry, they're really going to make short work of Verns, which is the disadvantage to not going Raider Walker. Their base does a lot more damage to you. So that's when it's a lot better to be creeping more. If you choose to go Verns, I would say creep and keep your map control and out-expand. And if you go Raider Walker, pillage, take out farms, harass his base, counter expo. Obviously you need to counter expo, unless you can take down their expo, but that's not likely. And just take advantage of that. Of the fact that you have Healing Wave and Spirit Link, and you can pound away on their base with pillage. Don't make the mistake of creeping the whole map with Raider Walker and then realizing that your army can't fight his and still losing, even though you have 5-5 heroes versus 3-1 or whatever. I've done that a few times. If you prefer to creep, it's smarter to get earlier burns. And if you prefer to be aggressive, it's fine to go Raider Walker. Anyways, you can see once again he's pretty much entered his base with impunity. Nothing wrong with that. He has 1,000 gold banked up. He still doesn't have enough wood. Again, a lumber mill would have really helped Gardelex, I think, but regardless, he's forced to port out, which is unfortunate, but hey. He's pretty much won the game at this point. The human player's main mine has run out. He only has 300 gold. And the Orc has the win. Sorry, the human player just hasn't realized it just yet. So effective strategy for sure. Acid Bomb really does help negate that entire armor advantage that they gain, and it makes the bats that much more effective. I've seen I really don't want to tell you have to go Alchemist 3rd if you want to fight this strategy. You definitely have plenty of options, and you're going to see them. I've seen people, if you just do Blade Master Shadow Hunter, you're going to get higher level heroes. You're going to have access to their ultimates, which are a lot earlier than you would normally, which definitely help you fight these armies. Anyways, he thanks WCR for this win. There was a thread in the WC Replays Orc Strategy forum. Just I think how I came across this game. Well played on his part, but here you go. Blade Storm just destroys everything in its path. Not much you can do about that. And it's still a level 4 Mountain King, so it dies relatively easily. And then you see Acid Bomb on it. It actually has minus 0.4 armor. So Acid Bomb being really effective at helping the Blade Master get hero kills. And that is game. So well played by Gardelex. Interesting strategy, definitely worth trying out. I would note, however, I don't think this is as strong on a map like Echo Isles, and I want to talk about this between games, so let's get Game 2 uploaded, and pause at the 1 minute mark when I read Fog of War off, and I'm just going to talk about this strategy on Echo Isles really quickly, even though Game 2 is on Secret Valley. I'm going to digress a little bit. So Echo Isles, the unfortunate thing about Echo Isles, other than the fact that there's only 2 expos, is there aren't a lot of creeps. And because there aren't a lot of creeps, it really isn't a map that can sustain a tri-hero strategy like the one Gardilex just did. So you'll find you can't really power creep, even if you have the map advantage, you can't really power creep as well. Sure, you can get every creep on your map and most of the creeps on his side, but that's still not enough to give you the advantage you want, and the advantage you can get on a map like Secret Valley or Knoll Wood. Another thing that makes Echo Isles so annoying, once they tower their expo, they're basically towering the only real entrance to their red creep camp, and it really makes it difficult for you to creep that without them knowing. So chances are that camp's going to remain for them to be crept once they have griffins, and it's one less creep camp for you to creep, which really annoys me about that map. But regardless, it's one of the things it's really helpful for them. The strategy really helps. Once you get to level 3 Paladin, you can't expect to kill the Mountain King. You just can't. It won't die. And if you focus the Paladin, he's going to use Divine Shield. So that really helps them a lot if they can get creeps. And Gardalex's strategy revolved a lot around creeping up the entire map, getting the hero advantage, which helped him negate what really was an army disadvantage. You'll notice, how many times did he detonate all his bats and still not kill all the griffins? In equal hero levels, he would have easily lost that game. But again, his strategy revolved around high-level heroes, mass creep denying. So a good strategy on his part, and definitely viable. And I'd recommend that on Secret Valley, not so much Echo Isle. Anyways, game 2, Claws and Gloves, Rebuke Skynet. Very, very strong Orc player. Nice guy. Posts a lot of replays, WCR member section, so definitely check those out. He posts under a few different accounts. This is one of them. R2 to Aspot is, I don't know his interesting name. It's Raspot. He plays for DCO. Also a very strong human player. I believe he's South American. I want to say Brazil, but I might be wrong. He's South American, I'm pretty sure. So he doesn't have the best ping to battle net. But he's a very strong player nonetheless. He was rank 1 for a while. He has a pretty decent Season 6 record. You should know him, basically. Strong human player, so this is a good win for the Orc. Yes, I'm giving it away. The Orc wins. So get the game unpaused in 3, 2, 1, unpause. One thing to note already about Rebuke is his base build. Clearly he fears the tower rush. I'll say this right now, I'm really not a fan of this base build. Who am I to criticize, right? It does definitely help if a human player is dumb enough to tower in front of the barracks. But oftentimes you'll see human players just skip the burrows altogether and build the towers back in near the gold mine. And then you have pretty much no way of stopping it because your burrows are out of support. Second of all, they're more exposed than normal to any kind of army harassment. So once they come in with mass casters and you're out of your base, you're going to lose burrows pretty quickly. And then third of all, this might not be a huge concern really, but if you have to pump demos, I don't think the barracks is in the best place to do that safely, and they'll take a lot of damage from towers before they get out. But regardless, that may not be a huge concern. It is a very good anti-tower rush base, I'll give you that, although I still think I personally don't use this base build. Anyways, again, you see his peon stays. Obviously his goal is to figure out what hero his opponent's gone. He's gone Mountain King. He went Farseer, which is the reason why I elected to include this replay. I didn't want to include another Blade Master on the Secret Valley replay. But Farseer, okay, keys to playing Farseer versus Mountain King. Obviously you have a very, very weak hero. It can't win walk out of surrounds, and you do not want to burn your teleport, your town portal early. That would cost you severely. So keep your Farseer out of range of the Mountain King, and if he has to be in range of the Mountain King, he has to be out of range. If he's in range of the Mountain King, he has to be far enough away from the footmen and the militia that a bolt won't automatically equal a surround. So anyways, here's the advantage to Farseer. Your wolves go straight into his base, which Grunts and Blade Master could not have done. As you see, Raspot's blocked his base, and he's going to get quite a few free peasant kills. 3 free peasant kills right there. And then he resummons the wolves before Raspot can kill them. Remember, wolves 30 experience each. You do not want to be feeding the Mountain King any more experience than you have to. So don't let them die if you can help it. Anyways, wolves again. The greatest thing about the wolves, you can get in and harass the way he's harassing. He loses this wolf, which is unfortunate. And He's gonna lose this second one too, I guess, and for no kill. But that's okay, he's damaged them.